Are you tired of your races getting canceled for the year? Are you starting to wonder what it is that you're training for anymore? Or are you just looking for a new challenge? Well, stay tuned because I've got two challenging virtual race series that you're going to want to hear about.
I will be the last to fall.
All right, before we get started, go ahead and post in the comments below what are some of the most challenging races, especially virtual races, that you've done this year or maybe even in the past. And if you have any links, go ahead and throw those in as well. And I hope you're getting value out of this content. If you are, please go ahead and also click the like and subscribe. But as we talk about virtual races today, with COVID-19 right now, it's 2020. It's October 1st. We're still in the midst of the COVID pandemic. A lot of things are being shut down. It's really hard to get into any big races anymore, especially, the 5K, 10K marathons where you've got thousands of people. Most states just aren't able to get those going right now. Hopefully 2021, keep the fingers crossed, we'll be able to, get things back to some sort of semblance of normal. But with all of these races being canceled, people are wanting to get out, wanting to do something, get out, challenge themselves. If you're like me and you love running, it's nice to train, but it's always good to have some sort of a goal to shoot for. And races provided a lot of, that incentive to get out there and get on the runs. And so a lot of companies have started to come out with virtual races. Most of these companies, at least from what I've seen, are focusing on, what's popular, the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, marathon. There are some that are challenges like, I don't know if I'd call it an eco challenge, but like, run the length of the Great Wall of China. And, it's, a several 100-mile run or 1,000-mile run or whatever that you achieve, over months. And then once you hit that target eventually, they'll send you a really cool finisher's medal, maybe a shirt, what have you. But I don't know, for me it just doesn't quite do it. I mean, some people, 5K, 10K, it's a big deal. It takes them, months to train for something like that. It's their first race. And so having some sort of finisher's medal is awesome. But I mean, I don't know. If you're on this channel, this is Ultra Cowboy. This is an ultra running and endurance channel. And so those races are probably a lot of your training runs. And so it doesn't have the same value for you anymore. At least it doesn't for me. And so I was able to get some ultra marathon runs in, a couple 100 miles. I've got one more coming up at the end of this month. But I know a lot of people haven't. And so I've been looking for something to challenge myself, especially in my training runs. And I'm not as much interested in the swag. I mean, I've got a drawer over here that's full of a bunch of medals. And I mean, I'm not going to wear those around. And I don't know what you do with yours anymore. But, I'm not so much about the swag as, the mental medal, knowing that I finished, I did something hard, and having that as a memory. And so I was looking for virtual challenge races that were more than just running a certain distance, because that just doesn't do it for me anymore. And so there are two challenge series that I've found that really fit the bill. And one of them is ending the swag. And so if you're looking for something to have once you complete something physical that you can hold in your hand, put on your wall, this may not do it for you. But if you just want something to stretch your mind, challenge yourself, then this might be a good option. And it's from a company that is really popular, you've probably heard of before, called Spartan Races. And they run obstacle course races. They're probably one of the most popular OCR or obstacle course race challenge series in the world. And they're tough. They have lots of obstacles that you're going through, climbing walls, going through tunnels, under floating bridges, through muddy water, etc. But they did come out with a virtual race series that was running August 24th to September 20th. And they took their six most popular obstacle course race distances and turned them into a challenge series. And so their races that they have start at 5K. That is called their sprint. They've got their sprint, their super, their beast, and their ultra. And they go 5K, 10K, half marathon. And then for the ultra, they're typically 50Ks. And what they've done is they've added in 20 to 60 physical challenges that you're supposed to do in between or during the race. And they don't specify when you're supposed to do these. For example, If you're going to do the sprint, you've got a 5K and you've got 20 challenges. So it's fairly straightforward. If you just put 4 challenges for each kilometer, then you're going to, hit all of those by the end. And so some of the challenges that they've got, so they've got, push-ups, air squats, dips, decline push-ups, a 10-second plank, etc. And so these are all pretty much body weight exercises, things that you could do in just about any situation. Some of these like dips might be a little more challenging. A lot of parks I know have, pull-up bars, dip bars, places that you can do things like that. If you need to do it around your house, if you have access to a pull-up bar, you can sit in a chair and do a dip in a chair. But they're meant to be used with minimal equipment. You don't have to have your own cargo net or just rope climbing challenge or some sort of like rock wall like they would typically have at the races, a mud pit. You're going to have to go dig a trench in your backyard. But they're body weight challenges that just add a little something extra to the run that you're already doing. And by the time you add up these 20 extra challenges during the race, it's going to make a 5K pretty tough. And then, you go on to the Super, has got 25 challenges. The Beast has 30. And if you're really, really hardcore, you can do that 50K with 60 challenges. You basically do the Beast challenges twice. And I'm going to post a link in the description below to the challenge series. I don't know how long this is going to be up on the website. I'm going to be posting, or as you've seen, I've posted what the challenges are in the video itself. But, it's just something fun to do. They had swag, ways that you could do, all of them and get their trifecta award, which is if you do, the sprint plus super plus a beast or an ultra, you can get a special medal. It looks like they're doing away with those as of September 20th. Maybe they'll continue those in the future. Who knows? 2020, anything could happen at this point. But, it's something fun, something extra that you can do. And it's from a company that a lot of people trust. But the second one, the second challenge race series is from a new company that just started within the last, I believe it was just over a year. And so this was even before COVID-19 hit. And if you were looking for something that I would say is going above and beyond even what the Spartan Race series is in terms of the virtual race series, this is your race series, your challenge series, and it's called Battle Miles. And I've got a link below. You can go ahead and click. They've got multiple distances, anything from a 1 mile race all the way up to an infinite race. And you say, Ultra Cowboy, like what the heck, like a 1 mile race, how in the crap could that be challenging? Like, I do 1 milers, multiple 1 milers for my easy runs. Well, I'll tell you what, have you ever done a 1 mile race with a 20-pound weight vest and an 80-pound sandbag on your shoulders and then done 100 sandbag burpees? Yes, 100 80-pound sandbag burpees with a 20-pound weight vest on. And so this is next level. In order to do a lot of these races, you're going to need a strong upper body, really strong quads. You don't have to do weightlifting necessarily. A lot of these challenges are doing burpees. So like their 2 miler, their 5 miler, their 10 miler. After each mile, you do 10 burpees with just your body weight. And so, that's not like a super aggressive challenge for most people, but it's a challenge. But the nice thing is they've got leaderboards. So you go online, you submit your race results, and you can see how you can compare against other people throughout the world. And it really gives you a challenge to push yourself to hit the leaderboard. If you finish first for the month after you submit your results, you get a first place medal, finishers medal. And for me, that means a little something more than just doing, a 5K, 10K, even a 50 miler and just getting a medal in the mail. Like these are challenges. They're meant to push you, but push you against and with other people. They've got a Facebook page that you can go to when you sign up. And, you can talk, you can share your accomplishments. Everybody there is super supportive. It's not some sort of cutthroat challenge. There's not like prize money. It's all about the personal glory and stretching yourself. And that's something that I can really get behind because that is what I'm trying to do myself. I really want to stretch myself and by pushing myself physically, really harden myself mentally. As I talked about in the last video, there's a link over here in the corner of the video where you can look at, becoming mentally tough. And that's one of the biggest challenges that I'm going to have going forward is to continue to harden my mind. But I really like this race series because there are multiple different kinds of challenges. There, another one is, I believe it's a 6 mile run with a gas mask and the 20-pound weight vest on, or like like an altitude training mask. And there are some that aren't known until you actually order the race and get it in the mail. You don't know what you're getting. So when you order these, you're going to get a package in the mail that has, what the challenge is, how to submit it and everything. And then another package you've got, you open after you finish, you've got your finishers awards. Well, there's one, for example, called the Death Race. Unknown miles, unknown challenges, flippin' sweet metal. And they've got a list of the Death Race survivors. So I'd imagine it's going to be pretty darn tough. This is a virtual race series by hardcore people for hardcore people. And I mean, if you want the toughest race, I haven't earned this right yet, but they have what's called the Impossible Race. And it is literally describing what it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be a race that is physically impossible. And I'll tell you what, I am stoked to try and actually finish this race once I finally get there. In order to complete it, they have 12 races right now, not including the Impossible Race that you do. Once you've done all 12 races and completed them, then you submit to get the Impossible Race. And the medal for this thing is sick. You need to go online and look it up. Again, there's a link in the description below to get to Battle Miles. But it is just something to absolutely push yourself and totally stretch your mind. Again, I'm totally stoked about it. But for the first person to ever finish it, every other finisher's medal for the Impossible Race is going to have your name on the back of it. And then they're going to make the race even harder. But like I said, if you want a challenging race series, this is the one. They also have a subscription that you can do if you'd like. It's called Black Ops. Every month is different. You don't know what the challenge is till you get it in the mail. It's supposed to be a secret. It's just something really fun. And so if you're looking for something virtual, you want something hard, the two best race series I can recommend are the Spartan Race series. Again, as far as I know, they're getting rid of, the swag, the ability to submit race results, possibly compare yourself against others. But it is something really challenging. It's body weights, just you. It's you. But if you want a virtual race series that is made to be virtual, to push yourself, to do things that may even be impossible, to try and get as close as you can to fail forward, then I can definitely recommend Battle Miles. So, whatever it is, get out there, do something hard. And if you don't want to pay any money, the Spartan Races, the list of what they've got is free. You can go online, you can look at what Battle Miles does, and you can do those races for free. Again, there's like the 2-mile, 10 burpees after each one. There's the X Mile Genesis. That's what I'm going to do for my next big training run, and I'll post a video link up in the description, or up in the corner of the video here. And that is basically you put on a 20-pound weight vest and you do mile laps, as many as you can, but in between each mile lap, you're doing 10 burpees with a 20-pound weight vest on. And so that's going to be a race of attrition, and I can't wait to do that because, the race is endless. It stops when you call it quits. And those are the kind of things I'm looking to stretch myself. But, you can make your own challenging race. Maybe get some crazy vert. Do, the longest you can possibly go on a treadmill. Buy a weight vest. Do some of these things. But whatever it is, get out there and challenge yourself. You may not be able to get into physical races with a lot of other people, but there are virtual races out there where there's support, where there are groups of people talking about what they're doing and cheering each other on and trying to beat each other at the same time. But I hope you got something out of this video. Get out there, do some races, keep doing your training, push yourself, stretch your mind, and cowboy up.